Welcome to Decouple China Radio Daily News Recap for July 5th, 2021, a production of Decouple China PAC. I'm your host, Paul Boardman. You can find Decouple China PAC, including daily news updates from around the world, at decoupletchina.org. Now, some July 5th Decouple China news. Fox News, General Keane. China aggressively moving to expand its influence abroad. The Hill. China's Xi throws down gauntlet to U.S. Chinese President Xi Jinping's speech commemorating the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Chinese Communist Party has drawn enormous attention. Herald Dispatch, George F. Will. Strategic ambiguity no longer a viable policy toward Taiwan. Reuters, Merkel, Macron discuss EU ties trade climate with China's Xi. Reuters, France, Germany, and China call on negotiators to seize opportunity in Iran talks. Reuters, China's Xi tells Macron Merkel he hopes to expand cooperation with Europe. The Wall Street Journal. European business leaders want a stronger hand with China, not decoupling. Executives from top European companies say EU calls for strategic autonomy, risks protectionism. The Daily Beast. China and the U.S. are talking tough. Don't believe it, most of it. Newsweek opinion. America needs a smart sanctions policy for countering China. National Review. The bipartisan consensus on China isn't enough. Bloomberg. Japan-U.S. must defend Taiwan together. Deputy Premier says. The Japan Times, dire straits. Taiwan's fragile status quo. The Daily Beast, China has a big plan for post-U.S. Afghanistan, and it's worth billions. Reuters, GM expands China design studios to focus on EVs, smart cars. The Guardian, the low desire life. Why people in China are rejecting high-pressure jobs in favor of lying flat. It's been dubbed Tang Ping, shunning tough careers to chill out instead. But how is the Communist Party taking the birth of this new counterculture? MSNBC, why China and Russia's vaccine diplomacy is falling behind. Reuters, leaked memo raises Thai concern about Sinovac vaccine's efficacy. Bloomberg, when will China's economy beat the U.S. to become number one? Why, it may never happen. AFP, China extends probe into U.S.-listed tech firms after DD blow. Reuters, global markets, Asian stocks tumble on China tech worries. Reuters, China Bei-Alo Steel Group teams up with Honeywell on hydrogen production. Reuters, Syngenta looks to China's farmers for growth ahead of mega IPO. CNBC, China-owned Nexperia confirms acquisition of UK's largest chip plant. Reuters, China's auto sales likely to fall 16% in June. South China Morning Post, as China's foreign currency deposits passed US $1 trillion, banks faced unwanted headache, yuan pressure. China's foreign exchange deposits hit US $1.01 trillion at the end of May, up 35.7% from a year earlier, having surpassed US $1 trillion for the first time in April. China has also seen rising capital inflows from other channels, which continues to place unwanted upwards pressure on the yuan exchange rate. CNBC, veteran strategist David Roach explains why he thinks it's too risky to own Chinese tech stocks. Barron's, China's attack on Didi widens to more tech companies, why it may get worse. The Hill, tech giants warn of cutting off service in Hong Kong over data protection laws. Tech giants, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter, have reportedly issued a warning to Hong Kong's government that their services may be cut off in the city if authorities proceed with data protection laws that would make the companies liable if individuals' personal identifiable information is released without their consent, the Wall Street Journal reports. South China Morning Post, China's promised infrastructure billions yet to arrive in the Philippines 5 years on. Only a fraction of the U.S. $9 billion in soft loans and U.S. $15 billion worth of direct investments Beijing promised Manila in 2016 have been paid out. Japan's official development assistant dwarfs China's aid to the Philippines, with U.S. $8.5 billion in 2019. Beijing also charges higher interest rates on loans. Financial Times, Apple wins privacy battle in China. Reuters, Sinopec started building carbon capture project in East China. East Asia Forum, Taiwan's China dependency is a double-edged sword. Reuters, Asian stocks tumble on China tech worries. Toronto Star, Charlie Munger's wrong. Should you be uncomfortable investing in China? Variety, China adds fear factor as it reins in listed tech firms. A raft of measures taken by China to control its tech firms and expand national security protection are rattling the entertainment sector and internet giants at home and abroad. Reuters, growth in China's June services activity falls to 14-month low. Bloomberg, Didi shows China's tech giants must first answer to Beijing. Reuters. Chinese regulators suggested Didi delay its U.S. IPO. Bloomberg. Foreigners go deeper into China with record binge on local debt. The Wall Street Journal. Chinese regulators suggested Didi delay its U.S. IPO. Ride-hailing giant under pressure to reward shareholders pushed ahead with New York Stock Exchange listing despite concerns of China's cybersecurity watchdog. CNN. CNN traces Taiwan's military past as Beijing warns island to prepare for war. Thank you for listening to Decouple China Radio's daily China news recap from around the world with your host, Paul Boardman. A list of these publications and daily broadcasts can be found at decoupledchina.org.